Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister.
Good evening again. My fellow Singaporeans, we've had an eventful year. We've been busy guarding against terrorism and strengthening our racial harmony. Making friends and cooperating with other countries, big and small. Last year, I spoke about our economy, how we were working to develop skills, to build capabilities, to promote entrepreneurship, and take the economy to the next level. And I'm happy to report good progress. We expect growth of around 2.5% this year, higher than last year. Wages have been rising gradually but steadily. And most encouragingly, productivity is improving. Last year, productivity went up by 1% after several years of almost zero growth. And this year, we should do even better. And this is important because productivity is the key to our prosperity and to higher wages. We still have work to do. Heng Swee Keat and the Future Economy Council are hard at it. Unions and employers are fully on board, and together we are implementing industry transformation maps, ITMs, industry by industry. We are also pressing on with Skills Future, preparing everyone for the jobs of the future, helping workers and professionals with the problems of today when they're displaced from their jobs, retraining and reskilling them to take up new jobs. If we can keep up this path, we can create better jobs and new opportunities for our workers and our businesses. The immediate priorities are important, and we will continue to focus on them. But tonight, I want to take a step back from these immediate priorities, and instead, I'd like to discuss 3 longer-term issues that are important to the success and well-being of Singapore for the current generation and also for future generations. 1, building up our preschools so that every child, regardless of his family background, starts well and has a bright future. 2, fighting diabetes because many Singaporeans suffer from it, not only the old, but increasingly younger people too. And 3, making Singapore a smart nation by using IT to the full to create jobs and opportunities for all Singaporeans. Preschool, diabetes, and smart nation. These are the things we must do now, work on now, to build our future, so that Singaporeans can start right, stay healthy, and live smart at every age. Let me start with preschool. Here we are talking about infants to 6-year-olds. Nowadays, even 2-month-old babies are enrolled in infant care. And that is part of preschool. Preschool is important to give our children a good start and the best chance to succeed in life. In the past, we started at primary 1 when the child is 7. But now we know we have to begin much earlier. Not to give children a head start in primary 1, but to build sound foundations for them for life. At an early age, there are specific windows in a child's development. And you must catch that window or you've missed it. For example, a child picks up language skills most easily and rapidly in his first 3 years. You miss that, and it becomes much harder later on. In fact, it's best if they hear the language sounds as infants before they are 8 months old. Social and emotional skills need to be learned early too. How to play with other children, how to be patient and wait your turn, how to behave when you don't get what you want. Cognitively, young children need stimulation. Parents and teachers need to encourage kids to talk, not tell them to keep quiet. Kids are naturally curious. Encourage them to wonder about the world around them, to ask questions, to explore, to express themselves. Of course, parents and family members are the first and best teachers for children because they look after them, play with them, and talk to them most intensively. But a good preschool will help parents to make the most of these formative windows of a child's development. Preschool is also a great practical help to working couples because nowadays, both parents are likely to be working. Not all grandparents are available to become babysitters. They'd like to play with their grandchildren. They don't want to be responsible for their grandchildren. And hence, 5 years ago, the government moved decisively to build up preschools and transform the whole sector. We created almost 50,000 more childcare and kindergarten places, especially in young estates like Punggol and Sengkang. We increased subsidies to make preschools more affordable. We raised the standards of anchor operators. PCF kindergartens have become sparkle tots with better curriculum and better trained teachers. NTUC's My First School has also developed engaging programs. Last month, I visited My First School's campus in Punggol, built on top of a multi-story car park. It has an arts program coordinated by the National Arts Council. Artists visit the kindergarten to work with the kids, and the kids were enjoying all sorts of art, painting, making things, doodling with colored chalk on a blackboard. And some of them, I joined them, and some of them were doing better than me because I didn't do art when I was in kindergarten. The Ministry of Education has also started to run MOE kindergartens for children ages 5 and 6. They've developed a good curriculum. They've hired well-trained teachers, including mother tongue teachers, Malay, Chinese, and Tamil. There are now 15 of these MOE kindergartens. I visited one in Punggol. The kids are happy, and so their parents are happy too.
This is my shopping list. The supermarket was so much fun because I get to do ATM. I like the ATM a lot. I want to check that people don't take anything without paying money. You forget your things. Go inside. Bye-bye. Stop.
I was the traffic police.
Not close. Run from here all the way there.
When they don't follow, I'll catch them.
Stop.
What are we going to make first?
Rasul and I made a train station. When I grow up, I want to be a train engineer.
அங்க இருக்கிற தேங்காவை எடுத்து இதுக்கு நடுவுல வச்சு
என்னை கொல்கத்தா sana ada apa? Dia mula berasa.
When Laila was enrolled in MOE kindergarten, we were afraid that she would not be able to learn the Malay language, but the teachers here assured us, and her Malay got a lot better.
yes, pillow move.
I like to play at school.
I like the teachers.
Every preschool, a good preschool. As you can see, we've made good progress, and a big reason is that we set up ECDA, the Early Childhood Development Agency. It oversees the whole sector. It brings together all the ministries involved with preschool. It works with the operators to make sure everything goes well. Now, to take the preschools to the next level, we will roll out 3 more initiatives. First, we will create more places. As I said earlier, in the last 5 years, we've already created 50,000 more preschool places. But in the young towns, we are still short. In the next 5 years, we will create an additional 40,000 new places. And this will bring the total number of preschool places to about 200,000, which will be almost double what we had. Here's one center coming up in Sengkang West. The shortage of preschool places is mainly for the younger ones, ages 0 to 4. And those early years are critical for the child's development. So anchor operators will create more places just for this group. For a start, they will build early years centers in new HDB developments. We'll call them early years centers for 0 to 4. And each early years center will partner a nearby MOE kindergarten. So 0 to 4, your child can go to an early years center, and when he reaches 5 and 6, he or she will have a place reserved in that MOE kindergarten if you want to take it up. Second, we will improve the quality of preschool education for ages 5 and 6. In other words, the K1s and the K2s. We have enough places already for this group. Now we want to raise their standards further. And MOE will lead the way. MOE's 15 kindergartens have helped to establish a good standard at a reasonable price. And parents know they can trust the MOE brand. So MOE will scale up to 50 kindergartens over the next 5 years. And this way, MOE can make a bigger impact beyond its own MOE kindergartens to influence and uplift the quality of the whole sector. Thirdly, we will upgrade the preschool profession in order to attract good teachers and carers. Because teachers and carers make all the difference to the children. As a comparison, let's look at what we are doing with MOE teachers for primary, secondary, and JC. We train our teachers well. We have a National Institute of Education. Trainee teachers attend NIE programs before they can start teaching. And NIE does research and keeps up to date on the latest teaching methods. During their careers, periodically, teachers return to NIE to upgrade themselves and prepare for more senior roles. The MOE teachers do fulfilling work, they are paid competitively, and they have good career paths. You can be a master teacher, showing other teachers how to teach. You can be a subject specialist, developing new curricula. Or you can be a school leader, like a vice principal or a principal, or a cluster superintendent. Because teachers are trained well, paid well, and have good career prospects, good people take up teaching, and we have a good education system. We will take the same approach with preschool teachers. Train them well, reward them well, and attract good, passionate people. I'm glad that since we started upgrading and expanding preschools, people have been switching careers. Like Miss Marie Luo. I met Marie when I visited the MOE kindergarten at Punggol View. Marie used to work at the Ministry of Trade and Industry, MTI, overseeing productivity. But Marie loved to take care of young children, so when MOE kindergarten started up, she gave it a try. She's been teaching for more than a year and can look forward to a good career. To encourage more people like Marie to join the preschool sector, we will raise the standing of the profession. We will set up a new institute to train teachers well. Today, there's no centralized institute for early childhood development. Instead, we have many different preschool training programs in Temasek Poly, in Ngee Poly, ITE, the Seed Institute. We will now bring all these different programs together under a new centralized institute, and we'll call it the National Institute of Early Childhood Development, NIEC. The NIEC will be like the National Institute of Education, but it will be for preschool teachers and carers. And it will provide the full range of diploma and certificate programs for preschool professionals. It will also have the scale to develop curricula with different specializations like music, art, mother tongue, or special education. Within a larger fraternity, the faculty will have more opportunities for professional development and progression. We will provide training awards for students of the new institute. The awards will cover fees plus an allowance, so preschool teachers can make a strong start to their careers. We'll also work with employers to ensure good career prospects and competitive pay. Over the last 5 years, as preschools expanded and upgraded, salaries have gone up. As we upgrade the profession, salaries need to improve further. And in particular, salaries must match career progression. Salaries have to be competitive, not just for teachers, but also for the more senior specialists, supervisors, principals. then you have a career which is attractive, then good people will join. And this will take a while, but we must do it, and we will get there. Only then can we upgrade the preschool sector and get good people to join and make it a career. Only then can we build a strong preschool system. So if you are passionate about kids, I hope you will consider this as a career. In summary, we are doing 3 things to build up preschools and give young children a good start. More places for 0 to 4, better quality for 5 to 6, raising the standing of teachers and carers. These changes will benefit all preschool kids. In addition, we are making a special effort for kids from low-income and vulnerable families. These kids need more support, starting even earlier. And we have a program for them called Kids Start, which we piloted last year. Tan Chuan Jin started this, and he's taking a close personal interest in this. Currently, 400 families are on Kids Start. The mother gets onto the program when she's expecting, ideally in the first trimester. Even before the baby is born, trained officers visit the families at home to support the expecting mother and impart practical skills and knowledge on health, nutrition, child development. After the baby arrives, the officers continue to coach the parents, and they carry on doing so all the way through preschool. The early feedback on Kids Start has been promising. Parents say that the children are more talkative and expressive and interact much better. And if these results are confirmed, we will scale up Kids Start to benefit more children. I've described what we're doing to develop our children in practical ways. But actually, we are emphasizing preschools to achieve a broader social purpose, because access to affordable, quality preschools will help level the playing field for young children. Today, every child goes to a good school. We want every child to go to a good preschool, so that all children, regardless of family background, have the best possible start in life. We must do this because every child counts. And if we get this right, we will foster social mobility and sustain a fair and just society. So it's a practical thing we are doing, but it's a strategic goal which we are aiming for. And you heard or read ESM Go at his National Day dinner last night talking about this, social mobility, how important it is to make sure that we help all the kids, particularly those who don't have an advantaged background, to have a good start in life, not to be at a disadvantage, to be able to have equal opportunities just like anybody else. And we have to start early. With Kids Start, we are starting before the baby is born. With preschools, we are starting at age 2. And that's a strategic objective, and that's why I'm talking about this subject tonight, National Day Rally. That's also why the government is investing heavily in young children. We've doubled our annual spending on preschools in the last 5 years. In 2012, we spent 360 million. In 2017, this year, we are spending 840 million. So it's actually more than double. And in the next 5 years, we will double spending again. So by 2017 or 2022, 5 years from now, we will be spending $1,700 million. It's a heavy investment, but worthwhile and necessary. But all this will be for naught unless young couples do your part. Please have more babies. The champions are Sengkang West families. Sengkang West, Lam Pin Min told me very proudly, he is the advisor with the mostest babies in his ward, 1,300 last year. PA organizes embracing parenthood events for young parents and babies. Sengkang West has so many babies that Lam Pin Min had to organize multiple embracing parenthood events. I did just one. So here are some of his pictures. The first group, a second group, a third group, and a fourth. I think the only person who appears in more than one picture is Lam Pin Min, Lam Pin Min, Lam Pin Min, and Lam Pin In. I assure you all the babies are different. So please go forth and do likewise. My second topic tonight is our health, and specifically diabetes. You may not think diabetes is a major problem, but in fact it is very serious in Singapore. Particularly so for older people, but increasingly for younger Singaporeans. Generally, Singaporeans think of ourselves as being fairly healthy. After all, we live quite long. But it's not just how many years you live. The quality of life matters greatly. So let's take a close look with a live poll. You have got your pigeonholes all set up. So I'd like to ask you 2 questions. If you're in the live audience tonight, please, now you can take out your phones and look at them and answer the questions. Are you ready? Let's begin. Question number 1. What is the life expectancy of Singaporeans? What do you think? Is it 80 years old, 82 years old, or 84 years old? Make a guess. Well, most of you think it's 84. In fact, it's 82, but for women it's 84, for men it's 80. But at 82 years, it is among one of the longest in the world. But this is life expectancy, and life expectancy includes both periods of good health and ill health. And you know from your own experience with aging parents that when people grow old, they suffer from many ailments and frailties, often dragging on for years. So let me ask question 2. On average, how many years of ill health do Singaporeans have in old age? What do you think? 4 years? 6 years? 8 years? I think most of you got it right. The answer is actually 8 years. A bit shorter for men, a bit longer for women. But on average, 8 years. On average, we live till 82 years, and out of these 82 years, in old age, we experience 8 years of ill health. 8 years is a long time to be in ill health. It's tough on the old folks and on their families too, particularly the caregivers. What causes this ill health? One big reason is diabetes. And unfortunately, here, compared to other developed countries, Singapore is almost world champion, just behind the US. Overall, 1 in 9 Singaporeans have diabetes. But the prevalence increases as you age. If you are my age, over 60, 3 in 10 Singaporeans have diabetes. And since most Singaporeans will reach 60, that's a lot of us. In fact, if you look at yourself, you look at the person to your left, sitting to your left, person sitting to your right, most probably at least one of you will have diabetes one day. Cheerful thought, isn't it? Now, if you break it down by race, among the Chinese, 2.5 in 10 have diabetes. Among the Malays, 5 in 10 have diabetes. And amongst the Indians, 6 in 10 have diabetes. These people age 60 and above. So half of Malays in my age group will have diabetes. More than half of Indians in my age group will have diabetes, already have diabetes. So this is a very serious problem. And especially for the Malays and Indians, it's actually a health crisis. It's not an exaggeration. The challenge with diabetes is that in the early stages, it's an invisible disease. You don't feel sick, there are hardly any symptoms. You may not even know that you have it. But if it is not treated over time, it can become very serious. If you look at the top causes of death in Singapore, diabetes does not appear there. But actually, many common causes of death can be traced back to diabetes. Heart attack, stroke, kidney failure. Underlying cause, predisposing them, diabetes. Because diabetes damages all these organs, you may also lose your limbs or go blind. And for men, if nothing else worries you, diabetes can make you impotent. And that should cause you to sit up. So what can we do? Typically, people will immediately ask, what's the government doing? But with diabetes, the more important question is, what can I myself do to change my lifestyle and diet, to minimize my risk? Personal choice and responsibility make all the difference to whether we get diabetes or not. And if we already have diabetes, whether we keep it under control. So what can each one of us do? Let me offer 4 suggestions. First, please get regular medical checkups. Find out whether you have diabetes or are at risk. Don't take the attitude that it's better not to know. You must want to know, because if you know your condition, then you can do something about it. Take advantage of the health checks at community events or MOH's subsidized screenings under its Screen for Life program. And don't stop there. Health checks only tell you how healthy or unhealthy you are. They don't cure your illness or make you healthier unless you do something with the results. So if your health check shows something is amiss, please see a doctor, take the medicine he prescribes, follow his advice, and I'm sure he'll ask you to exercise more, which is my second suggestion. Please exercise more. Exercise is good for you. It helps with your blood sugar, your blood pressure. It brings down your weight. It makes you feel better. But if you prefer something more fun, join a group activity. PA organizes all sorts of activities every weekend. Zumba, line dancing, brisk walking, Tai Chi. Sign up to enjoy yourself with family and friends and keep fit and healthy at the same time. The easiest way to get more exercise is just to walk a little bit more every day. The doctors say to aim for 10,000 steps a day. But I know myself that 10,000 steps is not so easy to hit. I brisk walk for 40 minutes every morning. I walked this morning, and today I checked, I'm still only 7,000 steps. And the reason is because the rest of the day, I'm sedentary, sitting down at the computer screen, either at work or at home. And many Singaporeans are like me. Only when I have community events or walkabouts or go on jalan-jalan in the evenings, then I reach the target. But let's all make an effort to walk a bit more and work it into your daily routine. For example, walk to the MRT station rather than take the feeder bus. Some people get off the train one stop early and walk the rest of the way home. Or climb the stairs instead of taking the lift. I do that. When I get to the office every morning, I climb up the stairs. And if I go out, I come back, I climb up the stairs again. Coming down, I take the lift. Now, let's do it together. To motivate you, the Health Promotion Board is giving everybody in the audience today a free gift. It's a step tracker. I'm wearing one. I am taking part in the 520 million step challenge. So please collect yours on the way out and start walking tonight. Please don't just go and do this with it. My third piece of advice is to eat less and eat healthily. I was looking at some of my old school photos recently, and it reminded me that when I was in school, the children were not as tall, and some of us were quite scrawny. Perhaps we were not eating enough and were a little bit undernourished. So there were school milk programs to top up our nutrition. Today, nutrition has improved, and our children are taller and better built. Some are too well built. I can't show you a photograph, but you know what I mean. And already among 5-year-olds, 1 in 10 are overweight. And unfortunately, often baby fat doesn't go away, but carries into adulthood. One reason we are putting on weight is because we are eating more. I show you a chart. This is a very serious business, so you must not laugh. 20 years ago, we ate on average 2,100 calories every day, which is about the right amount if you're not in a very active physical life. This is 1998. 6 years later, by 2004, it had gone up to 2,400 calories. That's 300 calories more. And that's equivalent to 2 extra scoops of ice cream every day. By 2010, 6 years later, it had gone up to 2,600 calories. In other words, another 200 calories, which means another scoop of ice cream plus topping. So I haven't done the latest survey yet. That one should be coming in this year, but I fear the trend is still up. Now, to burn off these extra 500 calories, these 3 extra scoops of ice cream, you need to run more than 1 hour every day. How many of you run more than 1 hour every day? Hands up. There you are. Most of us don't, so obesity has gone up. The key is to be disciplined and to make the right choices in food. Mr. Lee Kuan Yew was very disciplined about his food intake. Charles Chong told me a story. Mr. Lee once invited him to lunch. He was the only guest. When the main course was served, the plate came out, he looked at the plate, 1.5 pieces of steak. 1 small steak and 1/2 tiny piece. 1.5 portions for 2 people. Charles Chong was the guest, so he was served first. He didn't know what to do. So, out of respect for Mr. Lee, he took the tiny half piece. Mr. Lee stopped him. He said, "That's my piece. You take the other one." So, like Mr. Lee, we all can decide to eat less and watch our weight. Unfortunately, not all of us do that. In fact, we are not just eating more, we are also eating less healthily. Lifestyles have changed. In the past, fewer wives worked. They could prepare healthy home-cooked meals. Now, increasingly, both the husband and the wife work. So families eat out more often. They buy char kway teow or roti prata at hawker centers, or increasingly, fast food. But actually, even if you eat out, you can still choose healthier dishes, like yong tau fu, or sliced fish soup, or soto ayam, or ayam penyet. There are such choices. More hawkers serve healthy alternatives, less oil, less sugar, less salt, but tasting almost as good. In fact, if you get used to it, tasting better. Give it a try. If you do cook at home, make small changes, like replacing white rice with brown or mixed grain rice. I know many of us are used to eating white rice, but white rice is bad for diabetes because it has very high glycemic index, GI, which means white rice may not taste sweet, but the effect of eating white rice is almost like eating sugar. And when you eat white rice, your blood sugar will shoot up. If you've always eaten white rice, brown rice may take some getting used to. Every week, my ministers and I meet over lunch before our cabinet meeting. We call it our pre-cap lunch. Some years ago, when Khaw Boon Wan was Minister for Health, he suggested to me that we switch to brown rice because it is healthier. So I polled the ministers for their views. Everyone agreed. At least nobody objected. And ever since, I've been serving brown rice at pre-cap lunches. But only very, very recently, I have found out that some ministers don't like brown rice. So when we come to pre-cap lunch, they don't have rice and they go home and they eat white rice for dinner. Now I will need another very serious cabinet discussion to decide what we should serve at pre-cap lunch. And as a compromise, I'm thinking of trying white rice mixed together with brown rice. It's not quite as healthy, but it's better tasting than all brown rice, and it's healthier than all white rice. So at the reception later, I'm going to get you to try first. I'm serving mixed grain fried rice, white and brown mixed together. Let me know what you think, and if you like it, please tell my ministers. I told Siak Yan Ping about our plans, and he said that NTUC Fair Price will help me to encourage Singaporeans to eat more brown rice and healthy food. So from tomorrow till the end of August, Fair Price will have special discounts and offers on healthy food, including brown rice. So don't hesitate. Let's start eating healthier today. My fourth piece of advice is to cut down on soft drinks. Soft drinks contain a lot of refined sugar, which is very bad for you. Just one can of soft drink can contain 8 cubes of sugar, and that's more than you need for one whole day. So if you drink soft drinks every day, you're overloading your system with sugar and significantly increasing your risk of diabetes. Our children are most at risk because soft drinks are part of their lifestyle. When a young man takes his girlfriend to the cinema, how can they not buy popcorn and soft drinks? And we are seeing more diabetes cases among young people. Type 2 diabetes, including children. And that means big trouble for their health. That's why in our schools, tuck shops can only sell drinks containing 6% or less of sugar. But that doesn't really solve the problem because the kids then just go outside the school compound and they buy the full-strength sweetened drink at the 7-Eleven or convenience store. We are scouting around for solutions. Some countries, several European ones, Mexico, Brunei, they've tried a sugar tax. UK and Chile also place warning labels on drinks with high sugar content, but it's not clear yet if these measures work. Others have tried to limit the size of soft drinks, no more big gulp. But not sure whether that will work either because people may just buy 2 smaller gulps instead. So nobody has found an ideal solution yet, but we are scanning the horizon, and if anybody comes up with one that works, we will study it and we will implement it. Meanwhile, we must do something about this problem of soft drinks and sugar. As a first step, we've got the soft drink producers to agree to reduce the sugar in all their soft drinks sold in Singapore. This will help, but ultimately, what to drink is a personal choice. The best is to drink plain water. Better still, drink PUB water. I just described 4 simple things each one of us can do. Get a checkup, exercise more, watch your diet, cut down on sugar. It requires commitment, adjustments to our habits, our lifestyles and diet. But the payoff is large, and it can be done. I give you an example, Mr. Song Hee Piao, who's a taxi driver. Mr. Song got a checkup through a program started by HPB for taxi drivers. Check car, check body. Send your taxi for servicing. While you wait, send your own body for health screening. kill two birds with one stone. Mr. Song did that and discovered he had diabetes. His health coach told him to change his lifestyle. So he decided to do something about it. Instead of taking the lift to his flat, he climbed the 5 floors up every day. He also started exercising regularly. He ate less fried food and cut his sugar intake. In 6 months, he lost 4 kilos. And when he saw his doctor at the polyclinic recently, the doctor said, "Your blood sugar is good. Well done." If Mr. Song can do it, each one of us can do it too. I'm sharing this with you, hoping that you will take it to heart. But actually, I'm also preaching to myself. Because I also have to watch my own condition. Because I have a family history of diabetes. My paternal grandmother had diabetes. Several of my uncles had diabetes. My father didn't, but that's probably because he watched his diet and his weight very carefully, and he was extremely disciplined about exercising. And for diabetes, genes play a part, but your choices make a difference. And that's why I have to be careful. I do a test for fasting blood sugar twice a year. If the reading is below 6, you're okay. If it's above 6, well, you need to investigate further. So far, I'm okay. I'm below 6, but I'm not very far below 6. So I know I have to be careful. And to stay in the safe zone, I weigh myself every day. I adjust my food intake. I exercise daily. I watch what I eat and drink. Wholemeal bread instead of white bread. Teh o kosong instead of teh. Teh kao tai is completely out of the question. But if the dessert is chendol, it can't be helped. I'll just take a little bit. It takes effort and discipline, but it can be done. So I hope you'll join me. Start today so that we can live healthily and live well. My third topic tonight is the smart nation. What is a smart nation about? Some think it's about each person owning 2 handphones, or learning to play Pokemon Go, or having the fastest internet connection. Others talk about e-commerce, the Internet of Things, self-driving cars, artificial intelligence, big data. Those are all part of it, but not the whole story. Smart Nation is about Singapore taking full advantage of IT, using IT comprehensively to create new jobs, new business opportunities, to make our economy more productive, to make our lives more convenient, to make this an outstanding city in which to live, work, and play. We have a natural advantage. We are compact, we are highly connected, our people are digitally literate. Our schools are teaching students basic computing and robotics. But while we have the right ingredients, we lag behind other cities in several areas. For example, electronic payments. China has gone the furthest with e-payments. Lim Swee Say told me how he found out about this. He was in Shanghai a few years ago queuing to buy kaolak, chestnuts, at the roadside hawker. He saw people in front of him waving their handphones before taking their chestnuts and leaving without paying any cash. So being Singaporean, he thought there must be some special offer. When it came to his turn, he confidently said, "I don't need the special offer, I will pay the full price in cash." The hawker didn't say anything, just gave him a quizzical look and pointed him to the QR code. And then he realized the QR code is for WeChat Pay, and he was the swaku one. Indeed, in major Chinese cities, cash has become obsolete. Even debit and credit cards are becoming rare. Everyone is using WeChat Pay or Alipay. And these apps are linked to your bank account. To pay someone money, just pick up the phone, scan his QR code. And you can use these apps for nearly all payments. You can buy snacks from a roadside stall like Hsien. You can see the QR code here. There's another one here. You can pay for a taxi ride. You can even tip the waiter at a restaurant. So when visitors from China find they have to use cash here, they ask, how can Singapore be so backward? In Singapore, we too have e-payments, but we have too many different schemes and systems that don't talk to one another. So people have to carry multiple cards, and businesses have to install multiple readers. It's inconvenient for consumers, it's costly for businesses. And the result is most of us still prefer cash and checks. 6 in 10 transactions are cash and checks. We must simplify and integrate our systems. MAS has been working hard at this, integrating the different systems into one. So now, at last, we have one single unified terminal that can read different cards. MAS and the banks have also rolled out a new service called PayNow. PayNow links your mobile phone number to your bank account. So you can pay and receive money using your mobile banking app. You can pay money to somebody's mobile number if he's on PayNow. And if you are on PayNow, other people can pay you just using your mobile number. So you use your app, you send $20, you know his phone number, you send it to him, it pops up on his account, it's done. Different bank, notwithstanding, money goes across. Doesn't matter if the bank is different. In fact, you don't even have to know his bank account number or which bank he's using. Soon you'll be able to use QR codes too. It's convenient, it's cheap, it's safe. There's no credit card fee. So next time I'm at a hawker center, I look forward to paying for my meal with PayNow. Then I will know it's fully working. Another area where IT can help is public safety and security. I chair the Research, Innovation and Enterprise Council. The council met recently. The members, some Singaporeans, some international experts. And I was struck by what one of the council members said, that Singapore had a reputation as one of the safest cities in the world. So she was surprised to find that when it came to using IT to make a city safe, other cities were ahead of Singapore. I told her she was quite right. Many cities already have comprehensive CCTV and sensor networks. And they also can integrate the inputs from all the sources, analyze and make sense of the information, and respond promptly if there's an incident or an emergency. Take, for example, the Boston bombings. During the Boston Marathon, April 2013, about 4 years ago, terrorists detonated 2 bombs near the finish line. There were many casualties. The Boston police pulled together a huge amount of information from CCTVs, social media, license plate readers, plus videos and photos contributed by the public. They combed through all this data, and within 3 days, the police identified the 2 bombers and released footage of them. And this prevented the bombers from moving around freely. The police soon tracked them down, killed one, and arrested the other. In Singapore, we started building our own network of sensors, especially CCTV cameras, some time ago. The police installed CCTVs at HDB void decks and lift landings to deal with loan sharks. And it's worked. We see fewer cases of owe money, pay money now. They don't paint your door, but I just read in the newspapers, owe money, pay money has gone online now. But at least the physical harassment is down, residents are greatly relieved. Other agencies have different sensors. PUB has sensors to detect the water levels in drains to know whether it's likely to flood or not. LTA has cameras to monitor traffic conditions and deter illegal parking. The camera is quite small, the sign is very big. Hotels, shopping centers, and office buildings also have their own CCTV systems. But we've not brought all the different systems together. When the Little India riot happened, December 2013, we were caught a little flat-footed. There were too few CCTV cameras monitoring Little India. We had to rely on footage posted by the public on social media. Since then, we've made progress. We are building an integrated national sensor network. We are making every lamppost a smart lamppost, meaning it can mount different types of sensors on any of the lampposts. We are installing more CCTV cameras in public places. We are combining inputs from different sources, the police, the LTA, hotels and commercial buildings, even handphones, which are effectively sensors on the ground. And we are learning to analyze this combined data, for example, using artificial intelligence to automatically flag when something unusual is happening. So if I have 10,000 cameras, I don't need 1,000 people watching those cameras. I just need maybe 10 people. Each person can watch 1,000 cameras, and if the AI detects that something funny is happening, it will pop up, and the man can pay attention, and a response can be directed. So one day, if we have an incident like the Boston bombings, then the home team can assess the situation quickly and respond promptly, or even preempt it from happening. This is a major project. Meanwhile, we're working on smaller projects too to solve daily problems, like paying for parking. We have ERP, we have mobile phones, and yet we are still tearing parking coupons, which we have been doing for 40 years. Dozens of other cities have parking apps. Why don't we? So I pushed HDB and URA to go digital, and I'm glad that with GovTech's help, we've now developed an app for street parking, and it's called parking.sg. Actually, they should call it Parking Lady Lai Liao. You only pay for however long you park. If it's 18 minutes, you pay for 18 minutes. And the app will alert you when your session is about to end. If you want to park longer, you can extend your session remotely. No need to rush back to your car to add coupons before the parking lady puts a summons on you. We will launch parking.sg by October, and it will save motorists a lot of unnecessary parking hassles. These small projects are instructive. They show what can be done. They help us learn and adapt to new technology in our daily lives. And they prepare us to make bigger adjustments which are necessary later on. I'll give you another example from the retail business. Traditional retail is being transformed by technology. People are shopping online. Delivery services like Redmart, Honest Bee, and Amazon Prime Now have become popular. Online retailers are also setting up brick-and-mortar stores with a twist. Like in Seattle, Amazon has just opened a drive-up grocery store. You order your items online. You choose a pickup time, maybe when you're on your way home from work. At your allotted time, you drive to the store to do the pickup. A license plate reader will register your arrival. Your groceries will be brought out to your car. It's not available here yet, but perhaps it's not so far away. This means retail stores won't disappear, but traditional stores and businesses must adapt and reinvent themselves. Use technology to offer customers more efficient, more convenient service. I'm glad to see our businesses are responding. Supermarkets have had self-service counters for some time now, which are popular with shoppers. FairPrice has taken it further. They've opened an unmanned, cashless Cheers store at Nanyang Polytechnic. There's no cashier in this convenience store, no staff at all. To buy an item, you simply take it off the shelf, you do a self-checkout. And there's a back-end system which tracks the inventory and automatically restocks when the stocks run down. It saves manpower and costs for Cheers and offers convenience and savings for the customers. And I hear Cheers is going to push out another short store like this soon. We've got to continue to push such projects. The world is changing. Unless we change with it, we will fall behind. And Singapore must always stay with the leaders to attract talent and business, to live up to our own expectations of what we ought to be and can be. To do such Smart Nation projects, big or small, we need engineers, programmers, data analysts, technicians. We need people with the skills, we need managers with the understanding, we need leaders with the dare and the courage and the organizational ability to make it happen. There's a worldwide shortage of such talent and skills, but we must urgently build up our talent pool. The government is offering scholarships and sponsorships for engineering, and the Skills Future and professional conversion programs will help Singaporeans build up and upgrade their skills. This is one direct way a smart nation will create new jobs and opportunities for our people. When we started out with economic development, we put a lot of emphasis on engineering and science. In fact, when we gave scholarships, almost all the scholarships were for engineering. But in the last decade, 2 decades, the trend has shifted. First, it was balanced from engineering to economics and liberal arts, which was a good sign. Then it went all the way, and nowadays, most of the students going on scholarship are not doing engineering and sciences. They are doing liberal arts, which are good subjects, but I need a balance. And we really must encourage our best students, a good proportion of them, to take up engineering, sciences, computer science. You'll come back, there are many things to do where your skills will be very valuable. Smart Nation is for all of us, young and old. We are making every effort to bring everyone along through our schools, through Skills Future, and through PA. Many Singaporeans are using IT to create jobs or solve social problems. In my Malay speech, I described how Shafiq grew his company, and now Riverwood employs 120 workers. In my Chinese speech, you saw how Jillian T's company, Homage, gave many seniors and their families peace of mind by providing on-demand caregiving services. If you know about IT, you can share your knowledge with others to help bring them up to speed, like Mr. Tariam Singh. Tariam is 70. He doesn't look it, but he is. He's a volunteer Silver Infocom Wellness Ambassador, and he helps fellow seniors learn new IT skills. Here he is in action.
Okay. Đến gì ai ô đi WhatsApp là xong đấy. Để tiêu họ, để chỉ tao là để chính xác cái họ. Chính xác cái họ. Tiêu. Nhưng mà chỉ chính xác cái họ. Tiêu. Sai. Thì sai. Cái sai chip là bên nhau lo. Nên cái chi bài cái chi khó. Để bên kia hiện number nó giống tao là.无聊啦。
Tariam speaks many languages. He teaches in Hokkien, in Mandarin, Malay, and Punjabi. He shows seniors how to use messaging apps and social media to connect with family and friends. He brings people together to learn and make friends with one another. And this is how we will become a smart nation together. By taking the initiative to improve ourselves, by helping others and bettering all our lives, by looking towards the future and making Singapore a happening place where people want to live. Tonight, I've spoken about 3 things we are doing to build our future. Making our preschools better, because we want every child to start well and have the best chance in life. Declaring war on diabetes so that we can stay well, live healthily, and enjoy the fruits of our labors. Building a smart nation to create opportunities for all of us and keep Singapore a leading city in the world. Why are we so preoccupied with the future? Whom are we doing this for? Not just for ourselves, but for our children and future generations. In January, I presented EduSave Awards to residents of Teck Gee. It was a reward and an encouragement for the students who've done well, and a proud moment for their parents who work hard to support them and who encourage them to excel. One family I met moved me. This is Adam, receiving his EduSave Merit Award. You can see the smile on his face. After the ceremony, I met Adam's father, Aziz. He showed me an old picture. It was a photo of himself when he was a schoolboy receiving an SBS House Union bursary from me. We were both much younger, in 1986. So I've presented awards to father and son 31 years apart. It was a special moment for Aziz, for Adam, also for me. Recently, I met the grandfather, Ahmad. Ahmad was a gardener with SBC, the old media corp. This is Ahmad down here, Aziz and Adam. And that's why Aziz qualified for the bursary all those years ago. It's my government's duty to build for our future so that every family can be like Ahmad, Aziz, and Adam. It has ever been so, and it must always be so. In the beginning, when we had little else, we had faith in our future. We believed every family should have the chance to work hard and do well and improve their lives. We wanted every generation to outdo their parents. We strove mightily to make this happen. This family story started with Ahmad, who belonged to the pioneer generation. When Aziz was born, he could go to a good school and receive every help to further his education. In 1986, when Aziz received his bursary, Singapore was going through a difficult time. We were just coming out of a severe recession. We had taken drastic measures to revive the economy, including a sharp and painful CPF cut. But even as we dealt with the crisis, we never stopped building for the future. We continued to improve our schools, expand our polytechnics and universities, and upgrade the old vocational and industrial training board. This is the Ang Mo Kio VITB, just across the road from where we are now, to build today's ITE. So, Aziz could work hard and do well. He graduated with a diploma in mechanical engineering from Singapore Poly. He became an engineer working for semiconductor multinationals. He upgraded himself along the way and earned a master's degree in engineering management. As the new biomedical sciences industry took off, Aziz was headhunted to be a senior maintenance engineer with GSK, a pharmaceutical multinational. Now it's his son Adam's turn. Adam is growing up in a completely different world. He'll need different skills to compete in the future economy. He'll have to study and work hard, like his father. There's no escaping that. But like his father, he too will have the opportunity to thrive. Adam is now studying in Teck Gee Primary School. He and all his TGPS schoolmates will learn how to code and program, and if they're keen, to do robotics and digital media. We are giving children like Adam strong foundations so that when they start working, they can take up good jobs and seize the opportunities and make this a smart nation. Perhaps one day Adam may launch his own startup. Why not? This is the Singapore of the last half century. Ahmad, a gardener, Aziz, a pharmaceutical engineer, and Adam, a bright future ahead of him. Every generation striving and building for the next, keeping our eyes on tomorrow and investing in our children. undaunted by challenges and disruptions, instead working together to overcome every obstacle, seize every opportunity, and realize a bright future for all of us. Good night.